All right, I got my proper headwear, and I think we're ready to discuss this. So this happened a few days ago. In fact, I can actually look at the Reddit post now. It was 3 days ago, and the reason we're talking about this is because it's kind of hopeful. It's a thing that is very very strange, and I don't usually cover like conspiracy theories on this game, or I might cover like news and leaks, but this is rather out there. And I'm only able to cover this because of a Robert1 who commented. I don't know why he felt the need to do this, but instead of linking me the Reddit post in my comment section on YouTube, links are enabled on my channel. You can send me that or tag me in Discord. He sent me copy paste the whole post before it was deleted. So I'm able to actually sort of excavate this. Now, I guess without further ado, we can get into reading it. I just want to mention that there's a lot to add, but I can get to it as we go, so it's not too much at once. So the very first post was, according to him, 250 days ago, which lines up with the 8 months ago thread, read like this. It was written by him, blah, 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 blah. A little developer knowledge goes a long way. So he said, fact or coincidence, that is what I asked myself when a family member started dating a Polish guy who works for a game development studio called People Can Fly. That is an important name, and I'll talk about it after this paragraph. He has never worked on Fortnite, but the company has, and the way he explained what happened to save the world makes perfect sense. You've probably read ahead, but I want to talk about People Can Fly because they're going to come up a lot here. They are the people who, it's my understanding, okay, I know for certain that they worked on Fortnite in the early days, but it's my understanding that they actually created Fortnite. If that's wrong, comment below. I'll pin any major corrections, but so regardless, they did some very, very early work on the game, and they were pretty instrumental. And I think they were part of the driving force in actually getting the game to sort of where it is. And when they left the game was right around when BR happened. We'll get to that in a second. But to those who might be more up to date with what's going on, to those of you who know Rounded Tic Tac, he was a big Save the World creator for a long time. He quit the game with many others and is now currently doing really well with Outriders. So I'm glad for him, but he's really enjoying Outriders, and that is the game they're currently working on. So it makes sense for a Save the World streamer, content creator like himself to switch to a game that's made by the devs who left the game. And that is for the reason we'll get into right here. When BR was designed, Epic Games used Save the World as base mechanics, which I don't think surprises anybody. The first thing that I noticed when I played Save the World was that, whoa, this is really similar to Battle Royale. Like, I can actually kind of get into this. And as a starting block, and it made the game engine a combination of Save the World with Unreal Tournaments, PvP mechanics, etc. They use the exact same engine. And the big issue, this is what I was actually going to add, is that it to change anything regarding game mechanics in Save the World, you could also change things in BR. And with the mega money BR was bringing in, the developers of Save the World were not allowed to touch the back-end game engine. Sorry, I read that poorly, but what he's essentially saying is they can't do anything in Save the World with potentially screwing up Battle Royale. To those who might not understand this, companies like to make money. That's the driving force. Us gamers, this is just constantly falling off my head. For the players, we want the best of the... We want what we want. We want the game to be good. For the companies, you got to realize, I don't have any real figures, but Save the World, makes this amount of money, and then Battle Royale is not in frame. Like, it's a multi-billion-dollar game, so you can understand why Save the World wanting to change anything that doesn't line up with Battle Royale's agenda isn't going to happen. And that actually makes a lot of sense. If you think about when Battle Royale came out, when was the last new mission type we got in Save the World? When was the new true mechanic that wasn't just Save the World numbers changing? It's been a long time. The Nurse Husk was one of the new actual things that kind of happened. I don't even know if that's a good example, but it hasn't happened in a long time. Like a new game mode, for example, like Frostnite, just they have been slow coming. So the big issue is that to change anything, you have to change things in BR. And that's kind of what he was saying. And if they wanted anything done, they had to ask the BR team to test and implement it. So Save the World could only tinker with the front end, like heroes or similar missions and reskins, but they could change nothing regarding game mechanics since the day BR got popular. And true development of Save the World stopped when BR started. Now, this was just a really old post, which made a lot of sense, but it's just kind of... It was what it was. It was some guy claiming he knew a guy who worked for a company that worked on BR. And I don't know if I'm going to find it exactly, but somebody essentially had the comment of his source being, dude, trust me. And that's how I read this. I saw this and I was like, okay, it makes a lot of sense that Battle Royale kind of took priority and Save the World got kicked to the curb, and then People Can Fly left and then went into something else. And I believe People Can Fly turned into the company that was called Epic Games, wherever they're from. I forget the exact country. It says it up here somewhere. Polish. Yeah, I believe it's like Epic Games Polish, and then they took their name and started a whole new company as People Can Fly, and that's what they're working on with Outriders right now. So these people are definitely heavily invested. So anyway, the reason that all of this has come to light is because I have shared a little bit of this in my videos, but Archer's a huge leaker. He's really into poking around the files. We have noted in the past few months that Save the World has been slowly just getting stripped its files one by one into its own folder, meaning it's no longer tied to Battle Royale. Battle Royale can do what it wants, and that has to do with the Unreal Engine, which we'll get into in the next post, where Battle Royale is moving on to Unreal Engine 5, and I think Save the World is on like 3 or 4. So it's just not financially viable for them to upgrade the game, and so they're moving it to its own folders, and that has all made a lot of sense with what we saw. And so he said this a very long time ago, but only in the recent months has like these games, been getting separated from each other. Now this brings it to the new post, and this is what got everybody talking. So info coming from a little birdie in Poland tells me some interesting news. Sales of the starter packs and player retention are far better than expected by Epic, and they have asked People Can Fly to submit a proposal on how to move the game forward. That is where, no matter how sliding off my head it is, the tinfoil hat needs to come back on, because this guy deleted his Reddit account, which I don't know what that means on Reddit. You guys, Reddit users, might know if that means good or bad, but generally when somebody deletes an account, it's like, oh, maybe this was valid and needed to be hushed, which of course I'm not doing today. What that means is kind of, starter packs were their way to sell more copies of Save the World. Maybe they sold better than they expected, like it says here. And I think a lot of people are hanging on to Save the World. Like, as dying of a game as people say it is, people are sticking around. I see them in my streams. I see them in my videos. New players are starting still, and they're cooking. They're going. They're grinding. They're playing the game. And I feel like Epic might have maybe noticed this, and they've asked People Can Fly to submit a proposal on how to move the game forward, which this is where the tinfoil hat needs to be very, very, very exemplified here, because it is all up in the air. We have no idea if a proposal will even be submitted, if it'll be accepted, if anything will actually happen, but that could be good. If the original people who drove this game from the beginning are interested in doing something, that could be very good for the game. And with the core files being separated finally for UE5, BR will be its own standalone version of the game. Save the World will still be running on 3 or 4 dependencies, and it's not practical or financially viable to port this game completely to UE5. So that's essentially what I jumped ahead with earlier, where Save the World is going to continue running on an older engine of Unreal Engine, and maybe they'll just start, programming it on its own. And the info says nothing is certain or agreed. They're interested, as they had a lot to do with the game's foundations, but that has nothing. And I mentioned Tic Tac earlier, and he did tweet that he knows nothing, but couldn't say anything even if he did. He's pretty far separated from Save the World, so he doesn't want any comments regarding this. Maybe mentioning him was a bad idea on my end, sorry. But if you like Outriders, it looks to be a pretty interesting game. Very early stages, but he is definitely jumping on it very early, and he's been doing well. But he is essentially, I think he's partnered with them. So if he did know something, he might be able to share. But yeah, these are very, very early works, and I can actually go back to the post here again. It was deleted, so it was archived kind of poorly. There it is. Source, do trust me. It was archived kind of poorly by somebody else on Reddit, where they had like a cropped screenshot, but I am able to actually share everything that was said. I removed this here. I just deleted a bunch of lines just so that I could show it separately and not spoil anything. But if you guys want like a proper screenshot, I can maybe make Notepad a little bigger here, and this is what you might want to spread around if you want to share this. Yeah, I wanted to add a lot just because, they were instrumental in the early days. There could be good things coming. It makes sense that they have been selling starter pack copies. I know based on how my videos have performed that people are interested. I got over 100,000 on Metal Team Leader. I said this on stream. Like, you guys might not know how many views I expect to get on a video, but if you look at my biggest Save the World guides, even my most popular uploads of all time, Metal Team Leader is really high up there, like above Weapon Vouchers. So people give a shit. They were very interested in this initial bundle. It's dropped off severely, but it goes to show that these bundles might have sold pretty well, and maybe some people at Epic noticed that and want to do something good with this game. So What that could possibly mean, I'm not even going to pretend. Even with the tinfoil hat, I'm not going to make up anything, but this guy does have some credence, as a lot of what he said in the beginning made sense, and if you commented on them being tied together, that did kind of happen. They did separate, so let me know what you think. I know that this is kind of a runny video. I didn't really say a lot because there's not much to say. This is why I was hesitant to even make this video, because it is so he said, she said, that I don't even think that this is truly a topic, but of course people are interested, and as he said, hope is hope, so I don't know. With nothing else, that is it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Obviously, comment down below. Be nice to each other. Probably should have said that earlier in the video. Twitch, YouTube, down below, of course. You can subscribe if you're new. I'll be posting some not theory craft videos and some concrete stuff with weapons and things that are already in the game very soon. And I'll see you guys later.